What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Random Video Blog, where every single Friday I, Graham G.S. Matthews, run down all my rambling thoughts in the wrestling world, share a few stories, etc., etc. Before we get started here today, a quick shout out to Lids for this awesome new hat. It's got the WWE logo in the back, if you can see that. I got them for free from Lids to promote their new line of hats. This one, Charlotte Flair and DX. I'm not sure I'll be wearing this one, but the DX one and the WWE one are pretty sweet, considering that my first ever piece of WWE merchandise 9 years ago was a WWE Universe hat. So to get these 9 years later, after all the work that I've done, is pretty cool. So check them out. Wanted to give them a quick shout out. They're awesome new hats. Cannot wait to start wearing them. But at any rate, very popular topic as of late for the past couple of weeks has been 205 Live. Probably for the first time since it launched in late 2016. That 205 Live is in the news now. People are talking about it in a positive manner, in a positive light. You know, what's going to happen to 205 Live going forward. Now, I've talked quite a bit about 205 Live in the last couple of months. Is it the end? Has that ship sailed? Can it be salvaged? It was really the bottom line for a long time there. Can 205 Live be saved? Because for a long time now, I would say for the better part of the past year, the show has been, dead in the water. I watched the show. I reviewed the show. The show has had some good matches here and there for the past year. But by and large, it hasn't been worth watching on the whole. I know pretty much everyone that I know of has stopped watching the show. Or doesn't watch it when it comes out. They either watch it days later, or they don't watch it at all. Unless it's like through my suggestion of like, oh, go see this match. It's pretty good. Beyond that, people have just stopped watching 205 Live. And it's hard to blame them. I mean, the show for a long time now, like I said, has been completely irrelevant, dead in the water, nothing exciting, and really just an extension of what we see on Raw with these guys. The matches are all right. Sometimes they can be really, really good. By and large, though, they're nothing too out of the ordinary. So I'm hoping that with the recent report that came out last week that Triple H, which makes a whole lot of sense, by the way, Triple H taking over 205 Live from Vince McMahon, I'm hoping with that report probably being true, I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't doubt it whatsoever. If you look at the shows from the past 2 to 3 weeks, and you compare 205 Live to what it was, even at the onset of 2018, or late last year, or this time a year ago, whatever, it's night and day from what it used to be. And it's very obvious that a change was made, and Triple H reportedly taking over from Vince McMahon makes all the sense in the world. But I pose the question to you guys, will you start watching 205 Live? Again, or really for the first time? With all the buzz around the show, with the great matches that have happened recently, from Cedric Alexander and Gran Metalik, from TJP and Tyler Bate, to Kalisto and Lince Dorado, to Roderick Strong and Hideo Itami, Akira Tozawa and Mandrews, Tony Nese and Drew Gulak, all these good to great to amazing matchups. Will you start watching the show again? Or really for the first time, like I said? That's what I want to know from you guys. In my opinion, from what I've seen the last couple of weeks, you're really missing out if you're not watching 205 Live. Now, the real question is whether they can maintain this momentum coming out of WrestleMania. Because right now, it's really, really easy to create compelling programming with the tournament matches. Because that's all the show is right now, is tournament matches. There's no real storylines. They blew all that shit up for what we're getting right now to crown a new Cruiserweight champion going into WrestleMania. So the real question is when they can crown this new champion, whether it's going to be a Roderick Strong, which I talked about in an article on Wednesday for HiddenRemote.com. I believe that the brand should be built around him. But if they get guys like him and a few others moving forward, can they maintain that momentum? That's my question. And I would hope so with Triple H at the helm. It's a good sign. And also, we should consider this too. Is this a sign of things to come with Triple H at the helm of WWE? Will we see Raw and SmackDown kind of take on a similar form in the coming years when he inevitably takes over from Vince? Whether it's a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, will we see Raw and SmackDown mirror what we've seen from NXT in the past from Triple H currently, and also now 205 Live? That's the biggest question coming out of this. But again, though, bottom line, will you guys start to watch 205 Live? I'm not going to say, oh, you've been missing out for the past year, because for the past year, the show's been shit. I mean, it hasn't been terrible TV, but by and large, it's completely worth skipping over. It's just more matches that mean nothing. But nowadays, it's been really, really good. And I don't want to say, oh, the past 3 weeks have been so amazing. It's a turning point. And it kind of sort of is. But will they be able to keep this up? Obviously, moving forward, going into WrestleMania, coming out of WrestleMania. Who will they bring in, kind of spice up the show? Will they keep Roderick Strong in the show? Will they keep guys like Tyler Bate and Mandrews, bring in a guy like Ricochet? They already have Hideo Itami. He feels like he doesn't even want to be there anyway. But will they bring in new talent? Will they start to take it more seriously? Will they move the show from after SmackDown to before SmackDown or at Full Sail? Whatever the fuck it might be. Because currently, they are doing these guys no favors with what they are doing with them on 205 Live and on Raw. I mean, right now they are with the tournament stuff. But it's like the crowd is not doing them any favors with the crowd reactions, and they just don't give a shit. Strong and Itami last week, excellent match. Crowd could not give in two shits because it was after Mixed Match Challenge and after SmackDown. These guys are dying to death out there. They need a new platform, a new audience to perform in front of. And I thought they really, for whatever you might say about Full Sail, and I completely agree with a lot of the criticism they've got recently, but regardless of what you think of that crowd, they created something special for the Cruiserweight Classic when it happened, and it was taped there over the summer of 2016. Can they revisit that magic by bringing 205 Live? And you don't even have to call it 205 Live. You can rename the show. 205 Live is a dead name. Call it something else. Because currently, people hear 205 Live and they don't care. And it doesn't have to be live. They can tape it before SmackDown, after Raw, or before Raw, whatever. After Raw would also be equally bad. But at Full Sail, whatever. They got to make more appropriate changes. And I'm hoping, with Triple H at the helm reportedly at 205 Live, they will start doing that maybe after WrestleMania. Who knows? Just take the people off Raw altogether. I mean, I know that was the whole point, to give the 3-hour Raws more variety with these guys, but if they only have their own show, like NXT, and we don't see them on Raw or SmackDown, that's fine too. That is completely okay as well. If you just tape them from Full Sail, and that's it. You know, they won't get as much exposure. But what we see on Raw isn't breathtaking anyway, so it's not really going to make a difference. But at any rate, guys, like I said, as the title of the video, of this video suggests, I want to know, will you start watching 205 Live again after what we saw in recent weeks? Will viewership go up? Will people start to talk about the show again in a good way? Not with like fucking Enzo Amore as the champion and the show went down the tubes. Will Neville come back? That's another question. All these other things that are worth questioning. I want to know, will you guys start to watch 205 Live or again, or for the very first time? Would love to know that from you guys right here on the video, in the comment section down below, on Twitter, on Facebook. All the socials are in the description box down below. I'll be back next Friday, hopefully with another random video blog, but hopefully something in relation to Elimination Chamber. That pay-per-view is coming up next Sunday, so looking forward to discussing all of that with you guys next Friday right here on the Random Video Blog. So, till next time, guys, have an awesome rest of your weekend. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.